Well, these chairs have been on my list to repair. I like these chairs. I mean, check them out. They're kind of old style. They got a wicker bottom, which is really disintegrated. So what I'm going to do is take this all off and just make a new seat to screw on here and maybe give this a nice finish or nice stain, maybe a paint, and make them useful again. You really can't sit on, as you can see, they go right through them. So I think we'll do that. Let's get started on that and see how we do. Now I'm just going to remove this. I don't think it's going to be that difficult. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, well, boy, this certainly comes right off. I'm sure it's been on there for years. Although being outside, it's not really waterproof, this stuff. But you see huts made out of this cane, and it's pretty durable. So let me just sweep this off, get all the bugs off it. Got some cocoons here. Don't know if those are caterpillars or spiders, but we'll get that out of here. And we'll make this look good. Refurbishing your yard furniture or just things you may find on the curb, which I do a lot of. I refurbish a lot of things. If you were here last week, we built the bench, which is back there, that green bench, out of all recycled material. It didn't cost a dime. So, it pays to redo things and make them nice instead of going by brand new. And, brand new today, it's pretty expensive. So save your money, be creative, get out, get some exercise, do things. It's nice. Makes your brain work much better. Of course, we know at retirement age, we got to keep moving. So let's measure this seat. Let's see what you got here. So let's make the back 15. Write that down. This is 15 inches. And the front, let's see, you better come out here a little bit. So 15, what kind of overhang did that give us? Oh, about a ½ inch. So let's do the same here. So ½ inch, ½ inch. That looks like 19 inches. So we'll cut the front 19 inches. All right. Then we want to come out how deep it is. So it's going to sit right up against there. And we'll have it hang over a little bit here, which should be about 12.5. All right, so 12.5. So we got 15 back here, 19 here, and then we're going to come out 12.5 inches. So let's cut out a piece of cardboard and put that on top of there before we cut the wood, to make sure it's going to fit right. So we're going to do that now. Let's make a pattern just to make sure it's going to fit. So let's cut this pattern out and fit it on the chair and see how it's going to line up. Just so we don't make any mistakes wasting material. So that's one edge there. Got this edge here. Okay, so there's our pattern right there. So let's see if it fits on here. Look at that. It looks pretty good, actually. There you go. So right there. Of course, we'll have to cut off these pieces that protrude. And that's how we're going to screw it down. Look at that. Pretty easy. I think we can do this. How about that? We'll do around these corners off right here. We'll get them rounded so you don't, poke yourself when you sit down. And then we'll trace this out on the piece of plywood and put it in. Look how simple that is. So I'm just going to freehand, round this off a little bit here. Not too much, just a little there, like that. And round this off here. And I'm just going to cut these out. There you go. Of course, we'll sand the wood when we get it in there. And it looks really nice. Nice and smooth. And a nice comfortable chair. So now we're going to follow the same angle and trace it out. We're going to make 2 of these. Around there. This kind of bulges out, so I don't want to. I'll put a regular straight edge on that. Get that right. Down here, go around the circle. How's that? Yeah, that's pretty good. So once you have one pattern, you can just make others in the same pattern. So let's do the same thing here. Cut that all the way around. And we have our 2 boards, our 2 seats. So now before we put the seat on, we got to cut off these little posts that go beyond. You want that to sit on here, so we're going to cut this right along there straight. I'll show you. It's pretty easy. There you go. So that when we put the seat on, it's level, all level, right here. Let's do the other one. Same thing. Turn it around this way, make it easier, because you can see better. So let's do it. How about that? Pretty good. So let me show you. We'll get the seat cushion, or the seat. And when you put it on there, it'll lay straight. Right there. It won't be sticking up, you know, as if you had these in there. If you had these there, it would look like that. And you wouldn't want that. So now what we have to do is drill a screw right through the center of this leg. And I'm going to show you a trick that's going to make it real easy when you do things like this. You don't have to measure anything, line anything up. Let me show you. And you know, you may want to ask your wife about this one. It's lipstick. I don't have a wife, so I keep this actually in my toolbox. No, I don't wear lipstick. So when I want to mark things like this that are in a blind spot, use lipstick. It's pretty easy. So what we'll do is open that up, lift this up carefully. You don't want to lose the spot. Put it right in the middle here. Whoop, that'll open up more. Yeah, see, I don't even know how to use lipstick. Okay, here we go. Put a little chunk there. So it's going to read that. Yeah, it's like that. Then here in the center, it'll leave a mark when you see that there. Now we'll put this down. Make sure we got it where we want it. Right there. Let's see if we got a mark now. How about that? There's a little mark there, but I could read it. And there's a little mark there. So let's mark that with the magic marker to be sure. Right there. Drill a hole there. And we'll drill a hole right here. With the screw in from the top. It'll go dead center right between the middle right there. So it's a great little trick. You can use this for anything. So for you guys, keep a stick of lipstick in your toolbox. And for you guys that are married, don't borrow your wife's lipstick without her knowing it. So we're going to go right in that hole there. Perfect. And right here. There you go. Nice. See that? That'll be right dead center. Let's do a little more here. Like that. You can see the lipstick coming out of there. You know we're right on it. That's it, like that. Now we'll put some screws. Gonna put some wood glue on here. This right here. That'll kind of help it. There you go. How's that? Pretty good. That's it. Don't have to put anything back there. Just the glue is fine. That's all going to hold pretty good. Screw here. That screw here. There you go. That's it. Okay. Look at that. And right down the middle. That's it. Pretty simple. Now we're just going to sand off the rough edges. So you know you don't get a splinter or cut yourself. Make it look decent. Try to get this sanded round here. It's always good to sand off the rough edges. No matter what you make, it always makes it look more professional. Instead of like a real frayed edge. Of course, it's just an outside bench, but it'll make it look good. Well, let's see. I have some of this paint left over. I think I'm going to use this. This is a warm charcoal spray paint. I think I'll use this for the wood up here. And the seat, I think we'll use this. This is a decent paint. How about that? You can see the grain coming through. It's real nice. This wood has a nice grain. I don't know what this wood is, but maybe it's like an oak or something. Looking really good. All right, then we'll paint this with a different shade of brown. It'll look pretty nice, actually. So let's do that now. This paint looks good on here. You can see the contrast of colors. So it makes it look nice. I think that's really important when you make projects. You know, when you paint something all the same color, it's like when you paint a room and you paint the mold in the same color. Like the walls are white and the moldings are white, doors are white. It doesn't give you any contrast. So when you make projects, it's good to do that. Use two different colors. Even more if you want to. But this will look nice. So take a look. I mean, this is great for refurbished cane chairs. You know, cane doesn't last long outside. We all know that. So this is the next step to do. Get yourself some pressure treated plywood. Make a pattern, of course, first. And then trace it out. And make two seats. It's pretty simple. So we painted it two different colors. So that to give it a little contrast. You know, make it look a little updated. And it looks decent. A pretty simple project. Let's put it back up on the porch and see what it's going to look like. So this is a great project. Turning these old chairs into something useful. You know, the old cane on here was really getting bad. You can fall through and hurt yourself. But I really enjoyed looking at these chairs up here. They have a beautiful wood design. You know, the old time kind of goes with the old time, you know, shed I have here, which I turned into a little ranger station. So it looks kind of nice. And last week we built the bench on that side. We'll show you that again. So it's a great simple project that doesn't cost much. So it's something you can do, get you out, get you busy, and it doesn't really cost anything. It's all simple things you may have around the house. So thanks for joining me. I really appreciate everyone. So we'll see you next time. Thank you. Stay safe and be healthy.